How important do you think it is to follow your passion in life, and how many people do you think actually do that?
I think there's a smaller amount of people that actually do it, but I think it's one of the most important key elements to really finding some level of happiness. At least for me, it was. I was never going to be a 9-to-5er kind of sitting behind the desk. I have a very, specific thought pattern. And from a very early age, I knew that beating to my own drum was the only way. I wasn't the kid that you could fit in that box. But I also think that passion unrealized is sorrow. I think a lot of people say, well, I had to do this because of my responsibilities. I've always somehow figured out a way to take what I've been passionate about and make that my focus, which was able to make my income, if you will.
Do you think passion is a complete kit? Meaning, if you follow your passion, the universe will bring everything that you need to make it a reality.
I think that, again, I think it's one of the key ingredients. I also think that, I'm passionate about running, but that wasn't, the thing that brought me my, if you will, my income or my career path. I think you have to take passion and harness it along with something that makes sense for you. You could be passionate about anything. That doesn't mean that you're going to pay your mortgage on that, if you will. But for me, it was more about being in balance. I want to be in balance in all different, aspects of my life. And so when starting a new passion, if you will, it always starts through deep research for me.
And then it becomes a business for me.
And then it becomes a business for me. 9 times out of 10, it does become a business for me.
So I think in today's world, people think that happiness is a state of being that you're always supposed to be, right? Well, if you were always happy, you wouldn't really do anything. Of
course.
Right? You need that contrast to expand.
Definitely.
And it's really in the journey of becoming happy, right? So here's the thing. We know that I want to write this book, right? I want to write it. I feel that me doing this would make me really happy. Well, the process of doing it has ups and downs, but you're working towards it. You're happy. Once you release that book, the happiness is there, but it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Because you did it. It's like buying a new car. I want the car. You get the car. Okay. Like a week later, you're like, right? So I feel like it's really, people need to learn that you're trying to do everything you can to be happy. And I think you need to exercise. You need to be creative. You have to have the human connection. You have to keep evolving, but not to be like, I'm not happy right now. Right? And take that as like who you are. Happiness is a journey, and you keep going to the next level of happiness.
Sure.
And at different ages of life, one of the beauties of getting older is your different perspective.
Definitely.
And different things make you happy.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to be really happy now if I get a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right? But when I was 10, I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? About what people think everybody does everything because they think they'll be happier having it or doing it. But it's not a state of being you're going to keep the whole time, because then you can't evolve as a person. You have thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think, again, the balance piece is what comes into play. It's like what makes you happy isn't necessarily going to make me happy. But I think freedom, options, choices, feeling as though you have the opportunity to pursue the things that interest you, I think those bring people into happier states. I don't think it's necessarily money. People who have lots of money can be absolutely miserable.
Well, I heard that money only solves money problems.
Yeah. There may be a lot of truth to that. But in turn, what is happiness? I guess that's how you have to dial into it. Like, on a daily basis, what makes you happy? I wake up in the morning and, I turn the water on and there's hot water. Yippee, I'm happy, right? So if you woke up in the morning and you turned the hot water on to take a shower and there wasn't hot water, would that make you happy?
That would not make me happy.
Okay. Yeah. So there's varying degrees of it, right? So how do people place what their happiness is and what's their requirement to be happy? I mean, you have food, you have a roof over your head, you have a business you love, you have family that cares for you. Do those bring people into happiness? I think one conversation that we haven't, or avenue we haven't danced down is really the psycho-emotional component of being, right? And that's so tied into all things yoga and healthy because, bottom line, you don't have your health. Well, then the biochemical aspect of who you are isn't feeling well. And then that has an outcome. So I think we have all these, different things. But in terms of happiness itself, I think happiness is a choice and you choose to be happy, I think you can ponder on that, but it boils down to you choose to be happy.
Hello, my name is Dr. Marc Bochner. Don't forget to check out my new book, Pug Learns to Believe.